7 years. Yes, that is what 1Z Entertainment COO Yanni Didios said in an interview with Rappler. According to him, the team has had a very tiring but fulfilling year and that fans can expect
7 years is typically the point where the narrative of a pop group begins to plateau. In the standard industry lifecycle, this is the era of cooling momentum, the predictable transition toward individual pursuits, and the inevitable fading of the collective spark. But for SB19, the 7-year mark isn't a conclusion. It is a recalibration. While the public has watched their ascent through the lens of viral stages and high-energy choreography, a much deeper, more consequential story is currently unfolding beneath the surface. This is no longer a story about the pursuit of fame. It is a story about the acquisition of power. The recent discourse surrounding the group has shifted. It has moved away from the superficiality of idol culture and into the territory of high-stakes corporate strategy. The revelations surfacing now don't just explain why SB19 is still standing, they explain why their expansion is accelerating. We are witnessing a transition from being managed assets to becoming the architects of their own ecosystem. When Yanni Didios, the COO of 1Z Entertainment, sat down for an interview with Rappler, the objective wasn't to generate hype or offer performative excitement. The tone was professional, transparent, and revealing in its simplicity. Didios didn't hide the reality of the group's current state. He confirmed what many fans had already sensed: it has been a grueling year. But the context he provided changed the entire meaning of that fatigue. In this industry, exhaustion is usually a red flag, a symptom of mismanagement, or the byproduct of a contract that views artists as renewable but ultimately expendable resources. But Didios reframed this entirely. The grueling pace, the relentless schedules, and the physical toll are not being imposed upon SB19. They are being chosen by them. This distinction is critical. As the owners of their own company, 1Z Entertainment, the members of SB19 have discarded the traditional power structure. They are no longer employees waiting for a schedule to be handed to them. They are businessmen who understand that control demands a specific kind of sacrifice. By pushing harder now, they are intentionally building leverage. They are trading temporary strain for permanent autonomy. This isn't just hard work. It is strategic accumulation. They are treating their effort like capital, investing it aggressively today to secure creative freedom and long-term sustainability tomorrow. While other groups might slow down to protect their comfort, SB19 is leaning into discomfort to protect their independence. This mindset shifts the narrative from overworked to highly motivated. Every performance and every appearance is a calculated move designed to add weight to their bargaining power. When they enter a room, they aren't just looking for applause, they are looking for returns on their investment. This brings us to the significance of the 2026 horizon. The year 2026 keeps surfacing in industry conversations, and it isn't by coincidence. It represents a point of alignment. By then, the group's three core pillars, sharpened artistry, proven live performance power, and a borderless fan base, will be fully synchronized for a global breakthrough. They have already crossed the most difficult threshold in the music business, achieving international recognition without diluting their identity. They didn't localize their sound to fit the market. They forced the market to come to them. The Hito Music Awards in Taiwan served as the definitive proof of this strategy. On a stage traditionally dominated by East Asian pop standards, SB19 didn't try to blend in. They disrupted. They brought a sound that was unmistakably Filipino, yet executed with a level of precision and polish that met the highest global standards. It was a moment of legitimacy that didn't require an explanation. The performance simply existed, fully formed, and the impact was immediate. To understand how this influence is spreading, we have to look at the people who were previously outsiders to the P-pop phenomenon. Take Fish, a 26-year-old from Taiwan. She grew up immersed in K-pop and local Taiwanese acts. She knew the formula for a boy group. But the Hito Music Awards shattered her expectations. She wasn't just watching a performance, she was witnessing a level of authenticity and raw energy that cut through the familiarity of the genre. It wasn't the manufactured perfection she was used to. It was something magnetic, something deeply human yet globally professional. Then there is Lilu, a 41-year-old from Taipei. She is a seasoned observer of the pop landscape, someone who approaches new acts with a degree of caution. She wasn't an immediate convert. But after seeing the group live and witnessing the collective joy of the crowd, her skepticism vanished. The performance wasn't just entertainment, it was a communal experience. The impact was so profound that it led her to fly across borders, traveling to Singapore and Japan just to witness the group again. These stories of Fish and Lilu are more than just fan testimonials. They are data points. They prove that SB19's appeal is not limited by age, geography, or prior cultural exposure. Their global influence isn't being built through paid promotions or artificial metrics. It is being built through organic, emotional, and cultural resonance. When a fan who had no prior connection to Filipino music decides to invest their time and resources to follow a group across the globe, that is the ultimate validation of authenticity. The loyalty of these international fans carries a weight that charts and social media numbers cannot measure. It signals that SB19 is not a fleeting trend, but a calculated, evolving force. They have moved past the stage of needing to prove they belong on the world stage. They have already moved into the space of commanding it. As we look toward the future, the narrative of SB19 is entering a new, more sophisticated phase. The journey of the last 7 years was the foundation. What is coming next, the new projects, the international breakthroughs, and the ultimate realization of the 2026 vision will define not just the group's career, but an entire era of music. The world is no longer just watching a rise. It is watching a takeover. SB19 is proving that when talent is backed by ownership and strategy is fueled by trust, the results are undeniable. The fatigue is real, the pressure is immense, but the control is total. And for a group that has spent 7 years rewriting the rules, the real story is only just beginning. Stay locked in, because this isn't just about fame anymore. It's about building something historic.